Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Crypt Files. You want to follow a podcast at the Hit, the In, and the End Actual Play D&D Let's Play We Play podcast.
Oh my God, Rhett!
I know, dude. What the fuck? So Ben just got to go and meet his mom, and holy shit, I was like trying so hard, like not to like tear up, like
It was
the whole
so
thing
fucking heavy.
from Ben's mom was like so epic, like. To her outburst at like suggesting that she had anything to do with his demise, which is not exactly what I meant to say, but is like, you know, what
it was
came
good to have
out.
that reaction, though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
to kind of give
Yeah.
you a better snapshot.
She's got some power.
and
Yeah.
antithetical to who she is. It's like
Yeah.
I would never. Yeah. Because you've all kind of mentioned some things like, oh, maybe she's evil, maybe she's doing these bad things, and I'm sitting here and it's like, no, she just wants to be a mom.
This was a good fleshing out of that
Yeah.
issue. Like I felt like it was presented in a very kind of soft way, and her response was strong enough that it kind of quelled all.
The whole Little Ben thing too.
Yeah.
Little Ben.
Oh my God, Little Ben. Oh, I wanted to give Little Ben a hug.
looking up to you. Who
There was this part of me that was just like, I just want Ace to fall down the stairs and be like, "What's up, guys? I want to hang out too."
what's going on in here?
I just kind of like threw that in there. It's like, this could happen.
I
Soup
wanted
being
so
made?
bad. I couldn't figure out how to work it into the whole thing, but I wanted so bad to like bring up the quilt because Ben's been wearing the quilt
Yeah.
since he
Oh, that
left
would have been a
home.
good signature. Like,
Yeah.
see,
I
I'm
mean,
really
what do you
Ben.
think she was working on
She's
the
Yeah.
working on that
Oh.
quilt. Oh, that's Ben's
yeah.
quilt.
Oh, I was gonna say it to like Little Ben, where I was gonna be like, "Oh yeah, my mom's a quilter too. Like here's her,
Oh, yeah.
you know, here's
Oh,
her quilt or whatever."
Jesus.
But-
The thing that hit me the most was she's not your
Yeah.
biological mom.
Yeah, you know, and I made the decision as Ben a long time ago that he wasn't interested at all in who his dad was because he grew up with a single mom and all that. And
That didn't matter.
so I wasn't going to bring it up at all, like, because it kind of, I was thinking about it like, well,
But you have a biological mother out
right,
there.
right. And so when she said that, it was like, wow, like a bomb dropped. But like to Ben, like, I didn't want to ask any questions about them because like that doesn't matter to him.
Yeah. Mom is mom.
Exactly.
The really big thing I took away from that was her saying that, like, oh, I pulled your soul, not Melora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that feels like such a huge bomb. Where I was like,
big.
oh, well, also, yeah, like to speak to her power, that she reached out and like yanked your soul out from where it was going.
Yeah.
But that also you this whole time thought, oh, well, Melora
was
saved
Melora.
me.
Well, that-
I realized
I
it was your...
I feel like that fits, and I don't know that it was necessarily planned. If it was, kudos.
Well-
If it wasn't, even more kudos that you seemed to follow Melora's plan, but were very ambivalent about it. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like duty bound by it, but not really enthusiastic, or like you really bought into it.
It wasn't even so much that I didn't buy into. You know what? I've said this before, but what I was really going for was I had watched The Phantom Menace, and Qui-Gon Jinn is like, well, if the Force wants it, you know, it'll happen.
Right.
And so that's what I was going for, was this idea of like, well, you know, the living Force.
But it turns out that part of that might have been because Melora
Well-
didn't bring you back.
And well, but that's the thing that I didn't get an answer on, and I decided in the moment not to ask about it because it was like, you know, we were having these really big emotional beats, and I think
Well, I
Ben-
like this question mark. It's
Ben
good.
Ben was kind of like, you know what? I guess in the end, it might not matter. Like we're
Yeah.
closing in on this campaign, and ultimately, but the big thing is like she got the soul, but like she didn't know that like my body was like she didn't resurrect
Right.
the body.
Yeah, that's what's
Right.
like left of you out there that we found.
right, and
It's
so
kind of a haphazard.
and there's the question.
But now it's reunited.
right, yeah, which is super fucking cool. I love that.
Yeah, she's very powerful, but there's extents to that power, and in essence, it was not capturing the entirety of the soul, not being able to bring somebody completely back, but only in her little domain.
And I
So
love
does-
that image of like desperation that like she might even know that she couldn't bring a whole soul with her, but it was like didn't matter to her.
The part that was important to her came with her.
Yeah.
So does Ben have
Like the
memories
little
back?
kid
Yeah,
playing with the
apparently,
train
right?
set.
I mean, take it how you want. But I
It wasn't
think,
just like
that's-
in the moment, like, oh, I remember everything. It's like
It's back. Yeah, I
Is-
feel back.
Is the little kid there with you, or is he just like?
that's what
He's
I was like.
inside.
Oh, is this gonna be like a buddy cop?
He's
like,
my Echo Knight now.
yeah.
let's
send-
pull that class
I send my younger self out.
Yeah, I was
look,
curious
Ben.
about that because then with the kid going with him, I wonder, is he now not like a undead kind of corpse?
I
Does he
kinda
is he more
felt-
complete now? Is he an actual like
I
more
kind of
human looking? That
I feel
we
like
can,
that's his memory. Like,
yeah.
that's his
It's my soul, and
It's
the
your
body
memory?
is.
like that chunk that was missing.
Yeah. Maybe
the
there's
part
less room
that
for the
forgot
crabs
everything.
I mean,
all the good
it's,
times with
it's
Ace.
your character, definitely however you want to express it is where how it should be expressed. I think, for me, I think it's you still have that same body, the same kind of undead aspect.
Yeah.
It's just that soul is now more complete inside of it.
I'm definitely less dead now.
Definitely.
I think that's like the
Personal
whole full
color.
circle of
Inside.
like you think about the race or whatever you call it is called reborn, and I think this is like really embodied that aspect. I've been reborn. Like, yeah, I never really called it reborn before because
you always called it born again.
right, yeah, because
And we hated you for it.
Yes.
Let's go Israel.
He would not shut
Yes.
up about it.
I'm born again. I don't know if you guys know this, but I
Yeah.
am
New
born
subclass.
again.
We've heard.
I kind of was though. That's what's fucked up.
Did you just say Jesus Christ?
Yeah, I did. Malora Christ.
When were you born? 2022. Excuse me.
Thank
That was my second birth.
But I kind of avoided using that term because,
It's a little loaded.
well, because I also don't have some of the other character traits. Like I have this whole history, this past with you guys and this type of stuff. And so it doesn't buy into what the book says about the character and all this type of stuff. And I think like bringing my soul back is like, I don't know, man, that's such a cool arc to complete that with.
Yeah.
You're on your way.
Yeah. So, yeah, if anything, I do feel as though my body's the same. I was wondering that when he said that. I don't necessarily, because I think like the damage has already been done, like all this type of stuff. But like I am much more whole inside, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Where it matters.
yeah, and we never played in too much this idea of like, oh, Ben doesn't have memories or whatever. But I've talked about it before. Where
And that's kind of what helped inform how this kind of went down. What
Right.
this was like. I had a lot of things where I knew what was going on with Igna and the backstory there, but that idea that you've played into of like not having all your memories.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what if all those memories are with Igna, with the kid, with like that's where those memories are.
so
That's why
good.
you can't access them. Is because she's holding on to them.
Oh.
She's trying to just live that eternity
And that's-
as mother and son.
That's something that's super sad in a beautiful way to me. Like thinking of, okay, this was how she decided to go and
Yeah.
what she wanted
Yeah.
to see
On
She's
her
going to
on the
turn
other
with her
side.
son.
Yeah,
she made her
knitting.
own heaven.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
And then you come in and you fuck it all up.
You're like, no, I'm just gonna take him.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
No, you didn't.
You
I'm
didn't.
just.
She
I'm
gave
joking,
him
but
to
but
you.
like to
Because she
have
wanted
this
you to be whole.
to have this heaven experience, and she is doing absolutely what she loves for the rest of her life or afterlife.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see
And-
what happens
and
though, because
To have somebody come in on that and like disturb it and kind of shake your world, and everything that you thought happened didn't happen.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's
a huge tragedy,
more
but
of a peace
cool.
of mind.
Yeah.
I think for her than anything.
That's a good.
And
yeah,
I think, and she
that's
obviously
true.
changed her mind about stuff too. When I told her that, like, I'm out here, even without all of my memories, I know that there's something going on in Quilton that needs fixed, and I know that, that there's. other
She's
stuff.
sacrificing her eternity to make sure that
you
Yeah.
know that you have friends with you who care about
Right.
you and want to
Oh.
see the best for you.
And I liked when she said that too. She's like, "Oh, well, that's the people that have the other part of your soul or whatever."
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
your friends. I
But
thought
she's
that was
also
really-
she also said they're the ones that
They're the ones
Killed
that
you.
did this. You did, yeah, did
Yeah.
this
Yeah, but
to
that's
you.
life, you know. Like I don't know.
Yeah, that's life. My friends killed me.
I
Yeah.
think that's kind of the two aspects of Igna is that very loving mother doting and then very protective.
Yeah.
A very this is my son, nothing is going to hurt him.
Yeah.
And I'm mad at anyone that hurts him.
Yeah, dude,
for sure. I
it's
love
so
that.
good.
I
It's so
love
good.
that.
It's so perfect.
It was flawless. Yeah, I was like fighting back tears the whole time. Like especially like you know, I was like, "What are you gonna do, Mom?" And she's like talking to little Ben. I was like, "Oh God, it hurts so good."
Yeah.
Yeah, like metagame wise, like I wanted to be involved in that whole thing. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I want to come play. I want to come play so bad.
It was, but at the same time, it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
And it's
I mean, that moment, I really want. Yeah, I just wanted that to be.
There was the moment where it was like, I'm just gonna say, you know, if I fall down the stairs, that's cool. But if I don't, I'm totally down
Yeah.
to watch this whole thing play out, and I want to see what happens. That's a
Yeah.
very metagame kind of thing where
For
I
sure.
was thinking about it. It was like, man, I want to be involved in this situation.
Or like, how can we get her to fight with us?
See,
Like,
I love
pull her out of the tree.
yeah. I love like when Ben gets his like one-on-one moments with people because he's just very like kind of direct or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I got to have these like short, impactful little things I said, and then I got to watch Alex just like masterfully,
Yeah.
No, that was
like
beautiful.
weave this
Yeah.
thing with my mom.
Yeah.
And I was just like anything I could say to get her to just like dig in more.
Yeah,
Was,
Alex definitely made that.
oh,
like,
so flawless.
Definitely been
so-
thinking about this moment for a while.
Oh.
You know, in
There
my
were
head
so
it's
many
just
moments.
Igna and just you know Ben having,
I heard
a good
me
time.
and Dash
Oh,
just
that-
going,
yeah.
oh,
And it just killed me because I've been thinking about it too, and you know, you get it built up in your head for a long time. Like we've done your guys' mom stuff a little bit, and when we started getting closer, I was like, you know, if it doesn't like, if like when we got to the tree and she wasn't there originally, I was like,
Yeah,
maybe this
yeah.
is the best, you know, because I don't like. I was
have to
kind of
deal
like
with this.
you know, I was building it up in my head a little bit, and then what's crazy is like even building up your expectations of like what it's gonna be and like how you want to act it out or whatever. Like Alex still managed to do something that I completely didn't expect, like going to the house, little Ben,
That was so good.
her being a hag, like adopted parents, like. And as soon as you said the witch,
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking to myself
Where
a little
is
bit.
that
I was
witch?
like, interesting. Like,
Who are your adopted parents? Like who are your biological
Your
parents?
biological parents.
Don't
Yeah,
know.
who are your biological parents?
Don't know.
What,
Season
what if
2 of The Calming.
what if we've met them already
Right?
We might have.
and we didn't know?
Are you an ace?
I mean, with that
Siblings?
was just something
I'm a
like
dwarf.
the classic trope of you know you make a deal with a witch for your firstborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what happens to that firstborn? And I'm like,
This
well,
is-
that's what I want to do.
this
Like
is the
that's part of
result.
it. It's like,
And
well,
that witch doesn't
the witch takes
necessarily-
care of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
The bitch.
I like that.
Excuse me?
That is my mother.
What you say?
The witch actually has a soul and
Yeah.
takes
Yeah.
care of the child.
Damn, the bitch got a soul.
If anything, this season,
Yeah,
this
the
arc, The
witches.
Calming, has taught us that not all witches are bad.
Not all
Yeah,
witches are bad.
that's very
We
true.
haven't
We've met
encountered
two
a
good
single
witches.
bad witch,
Yeah.
have we?
No.
All
Both
the
of the
bad
witches
people
that
have been
we've
like
read-
They've all
priests
been very helpful.
Yeah.
and librarians.
And helping.
But that's the
children.
thing is you have some really powerful, strong moms out there that will do whatever they can to protect things.
That is-
you know,
that
then
is-
people are going to tell bad stories about them.
Yeah, that is
like
magic.
This dumb bitch.
This dumb.
I love, and I love
I was
that
just trying to use her kids for labor, like trying to like clean out these mines of coal, and she wouldn't let me use it, and she, you know, threw a fireball at me.
Yeah.
She's terrible.
There's something like I love that too because like I don't know, this is getting way into the weeds of philosophy, but this idea too of like one of the ideas of like witches in general is like this departure from like the patriarchy, right? And like one of the things that like really separates like the patriarchy and like men and women in general is like child rearing, right? Like is one of the things you hear all the time is that like women are they gotta rise up, they gotta be moms because they're going this thing, right? And so it's like I love that idea that like witchcraft is the ultimate departure from the patriarchy in a way. It is about power in its own way and knowledge, but it's also about like motherhood, you know? I
Yeah.
don't know. Like there's an interesting thing
Extreme
in there I'd like
motherhood.
to think about some more while the microphones are not on because
Yeah.
I'm sounding like an idiot.
No. I get what you're saying.
No, I
it's-
understand.
It's an interesting thing because we think about witches and we're thinking about the end of, you know, when what's her name, Anya Taylor-Joy or whatever, she gets on the broomstick
Oh,
and
in
flies.
The Witch,
yeah,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and no responsibilities, no
Yeah.
nothing, right? But
It's-
that's not. That's
It's the
not,
embodiment of like
Right.
liberation,
Right.
Right, in a lot of ways.
right. Whereas like a lot
Like
of times,
shedding
like
any
Yeah.
sort of patriarchal.
Yeah.
right. Whereas a lot of times the opposite of the patriarchy is responsibility, right? It is like duty and responsibility to people.
What's funny is, and I know we're kind of patting ourselves on the back at this point,
Yeah, I know.
is that we're a group of dudes, and Alex somehow made this like the ultimate feminist like arc, like
Well,
Yeah.
campaign.
it really
deep
has
enough.
been about our moms.
Yeah.
Check out the new class we're all going to be teaching at Shemekta on women's studies. It's going to be real good.
You know, just 5 white dudes with beards.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll let you women know what the deal is.
It's called Shedding the Patriarchy with D&D. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Yes.
I mean, if we're just going to talk about metagame, Ace is a pretty badass.
You've been very
barbarian.
badass lately.
I mean, he's doing an immense amount of damage.
Yeah.
And constantly outputting that damage, which part of me is like, I wish I didn't make characters that were so like overpowered, but at
Yeah.
the same time, I was like, well,
Yeah, there was a lot of hit points.
I know
that
how
were
to
damaged.
make I know how to make characters that
That damage.
do what
the
they
neat
are
thing,
designed to do.
about this one is maybe they don't need to be killed because this is the spirit, the
I mean,
embodiment of this area.
And that's a whole thing that has
the
to do
other
with
thing.
it too.
The exciting part about next time is the other aspect of Trathrock is headed back to the community,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where your dad is and where your mom
Nope.
is,
No, I don't
and
want to think
where
about that.
Coconut Bill is.
And
don't
where
wanna think about
Simon
that.
his parents are waiting.
And that's right. So, yeah, they just got ported in. But I mean, like,
The episode of Survivor
it's not.
where your loved ones come on.
We are far from a safe teller's call.
Yeah.
For creating this.
They're headed
episode,
west in
this part
Coconut
was
Where
Hill,
did you
though.
think we would
That's
go?
our trap.
in essence, I knew where you were going to go. It was like, I'm going to send both of these aspects off,
Yeah.
and you can kind of choose or split up.
You know,
It did
One's
seem
going to
like
be
a split up would have been
closer,
horrible.
and the other one's going to be over there. But
Well-
you guys could have split up and went both ways.
I
Caught
did
up
feel
at the
like
same
that was
time.
inevitable.
That's cool. I
But
like
yeah,
that.
it's
you know,
Little
it's
agency.
a
Putting-
little
putting your
shitty
coal-
that you're
putting
gonna,
your feet to the coals.
You know, make Ace never have his closure with his father. I mean, you know,
I mean,
What's up with
Ace had
that?
a lot of chances.
Yeah, you
A
had
lot
your
of
chance.
I hid behind a tree and pooped.
The funny thing is like you severed those ties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we were
It
all
was
there.
all him.
So then, for you to turn around and be like, "Are you gonna let Ace get a chance to talk to his dad?" It's like I gave you so many arcs,
Bro, your dad is still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eh.
yeah.
Better off than
now.
most of the
We'll
people in this group.
At least you know who your dad
See,
is.
this is an example of...
Oh.
I don't.
I don't either.
Yeah, neither does he.
Eh,
We
you
don't know
You
who
don't
our
even know
dads
who your
are.
mother is.
I like that, like, our characters are so similar in our own ways, and like your mom is like this awesome mighty cleric, and like mine's a witch.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was funny to me.
But before we go,
That's
just
why
wa-
our characters are the biggest feminists in this party. so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Raised
Point
by
that out.
single mothers.
Single mother.
sorry that I was raised in a
leaders.
healthy family.
What? Our families aren't healthy?
You don't think a single mom can do just as good as a two-parent household? You patriarchal bigoted fuck.
It's different.
You know
cats,
what?
Okay.
I'm expecting to see your name on signups for shedding the patriarchy with D&D.
All right.
For summer term.
I'm logging onto the portal at Shemekta now.
the blackboard.
Yeah, we've already seen it on your computer, so we know what it is like.
But I do want to say, I want to mention that Craig,
Yeah.
Big Craig, Mazel Tov, he was married, I think back in
Oh,
September.
fantastic.
And he is finally shipping off on his honeymoon. And I'm not going to hold him to it, but I am going to tell everybody on the internet and you guys that he said he's going to try to snag some items for our bag while
he's on a honeymoon.
and he's going to Spain.
Oh, hell yeah.
There we go.
So,
Spain.
Hey, hola. Craig.
Bring us back
Yep.
some.
Yep, they
rain.
say that. They say that there.
Like this, like the bullfighter.
Hola, like
Spain.
hello.
Sure, but I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
Olay would have been better.
I've been to Spain.
So have
have
I.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
pretty
they
great.
don't speak Spanish where I was. They speak this weird
Catalan?
French bastard thing.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
Catalan, yeah.
Anyways,
Can you cut what you just said out?
French bastard thing?
Yeah.
That's their language.
I don't
Keep
think
it
they
in.
call it that.
You
Keep
say
it in.
when you say
Keep
thank you,
it
you
in.
say merci.
oh, that is weird.
right.
Yeah.
It's the whole bastard part that I was kind of.
Why they're French bastards?
Anyway,
Anyway.
grab your swords and keep on adventuring.